Fire Escape Academy Inspector Training video. We're here in Chicago, corner of Jackson and Wabash, looking at fire escapes. This is a pretty tall one, probably 20 stories. Can't look all the way up, but I can tell you a little bit about what's down here to the inspector walking by and what things can be written up as a violation. First thing we're looking at is 3-year rule. Must be painted every 3 years. This fire escape has not been painted in 3 years ago, so it looks like it needs a paint job. And that's all you really need when you write a paint job violation. You just write repair, paint, test. The word repair is going to generate an inspection by the architect or the engineer, and then the word paint is just that. But maintenance is needed on these fire escapes that are 50 to 75 years old, and here in Washington sometimes as much as 100 years old. So let's look for things that we can write violations on structurally. First of all, let's look for hex head bolts and or square head bolts. Square head bolts or rivets means the fire escape has not been repaired. Hex heads means that there's been some evidence of repair. So let's look on all the, always look for the treads. The treads which are close to the ground, if they have hex head bolts on them, that means that they've been doing. So these are all square head bolts here. Looking up as far as I can look up with my eyes on the staircases, all all square head bolts there. So there's clear evidence that there's been no maintenance. Minimally on the treads, there's been no maintenance. Let's take a look at the weight box here. All square heads. Look at the stringer clips, all square heads. Look at the rail supports, all square heads. Look at the supports themselves. See if there's any reinforcement or replacement of those bolts. All from here, what I can see is all square heads. Look at even the weight box with a huge amount of weight up there. It's all rotted through. The angles that are holding up the weight box are rotted through. So these are the kind of things you're looking for. And then you look for cement. Looks like there's cement holes where it ties into the building. It's not properly packed, not properly cemented. We're also looking for dragon tiers or rusty tiers, and we can see it evident in certain areas. That means there's water intrusion. So this is one of those fire escapes that needs a paint job and it needs structural, because in its 50 to 75 year life, which is probably older than that, I can't find any evidence of maintenance on the critical supports, on the critical rail posts, and on all the treads. So if you have any questions, this is the kind of thing you're looking for, and the violation here is repair, paint, and test. This is the kind of things you look for when you're walking by underneath fire escapes and you're looking for evidence of any maintenance in the 50 to 75 year life. Any questions, give us a call here at Fire Escape Academy Inspector Training. I'm Inspector Meneses, 800-649-3333.